hi, anybody who will be joining us, hopefully soon. Um, I'm here with Melanie Sumner, and we are going to jump in and build a Ember app today. Hopefully deploy it and hopefully get it all ready for people to use all in one day, which is going to be a little bit fun. The app that we want to build is a slightly better version of, what's it, everytimezone.com. So I don't know if anybody has come across this before, but it's something that a lot of people in the Ember community use to organize meetings. And every time I get one of these links, I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea. I'm no more informed as to when the meeting is because it is a UX nightmare. Apart from all the pop-ups and weird stuff happening, what we find is people change this slider and then share that link, which every time I see one of these, I still don't quite understand when the meeting is. I recently found that you can make a slightly better link here that is actually like sharing it, but it's not the best of UXs because nobody has ever sent me a proper sharing link. And I think we can do a tiny bit better, a little bit cleaner UX with Ember quite quickly, and hopefully with Ember Paper to do like a sweet material design, really quick app. Do you want to add anything yet, Mel, or should we just jump in and get started?
Yeah, I think we should just jump right in.
Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to use my little trick that I showed you yesterday, the npm init Ember app meeting zone. This uses a package called create Ember app, which I think Tobias created originally. But I quite like it because it doesn't matter what version of Ember CLI I have installed globally, it always does the latest one and just like creates an up-to-date Ember app. And you don't even need to have Ember CLI installed for it to work, which is kind of cool. And we wait. I think it's almost done now, finalizing. And then our normal Ember new. Oh, we have somebody. Ah, thanks, Mel. Oh, you're Twitch Prime. That's awesome.
Yeah, because I have Amazon Prime, it all
Uh,
works together. No.
okay, last step, installing dependencies, and then we can get going. I think I can open my Atom now. Meeting zone Atom. Did that open? Ah, that did. The poor computer is freaking out a little bit just because there's so much going on. Streaming. Pixel crunching. Okay, cool. I'm going to share this portal copy, send it to you, Mel, so you can join in. And I will open a file just so it's not so crazy when you do join. Oh, meeting. Did you join? You did. Awesome. And can you see the
I did
application
join.
HBS?
Yep.
Cool. Awesome. So, local host. Oh, no. Local host. Come on. Strange typo search. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, this whole Ember Serve is going to take much longer when I'm streaming, but there's not much I can do about it. Right, there we go. Huzzah! It's working. No explosions so far. So, Ember Paper. Have you used Ember Paper before, Val?
You know, I don't use it, but I've heard a lot of people like it, so.
I quite like it just because I'm terrible at UI design. And almost every UI design that I do nowadays is this page that I'm now sharing, the card component. And it's like just a list of cards, and even using things like this, like, Flex 50 or whatever, and it'll auto layout properly. I never have to worry about it. So it's probably
Very cool.
way too large for what we're doing, but Ember Paper. I should make that a bit bigger for anybody watching. Ember install, Ember Paper. We can get the MVP, is that the right word? The MVP done, and then maybe make it use just pure CSS at some point later. Okay, that's doing its thing. So while that's doing its thing, the plan that I have for this was that we have some sort of updatable URL.
Yeah.
And that updatable URL would have like the time and date. So this whole like time and date thing, but it would be in UTC. So I'd be like UTC, and I don't want it to have the actual date actually in the URL, because I want to be able to like statically generate every hour or every half hour or something, so that it's like zero hosting costs. And then we would do something like, I don't know, Friday, 1800 hours or something. I don't know what exactly we're going to do here, but it's like that should show it should show a card for like its UTC 1600 hours or whatever that should look like. And then it should also show it in your local time zone, which means we probably need something for time zones, which we'll probably use Ember Moment or something like that. What do you think about the URL structure, first of all?
So, considering that I have not thought about this part of it at all, what would you think about it being UTC/day/time?
UTC
Or is that
/ Friday
harder?
/ No, it's just as easy, I think.
And then you could probably even take out the colon between the.
This one here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then every time has a 4-digit
Cool.
indicator.
Okay, yeah, that works, I think. Did our thing install? Oh, it's installing Sass first. Thank you very much. Okay, I think that's a good idea. So if we're doing that, we should probably have like a show root or something like that. So again, let's make this a little bit bigger. ls ember g root show, whatever. Or UTC. Yeah, show is fine. I always find it weird as to what we should call the root when it's like not going to be represented at all in the router. So show path slash UTC slash, what did you say? You said day slash time. Yeah? Okay, cool. Let's npm start this again.
UTC/day/time.
UTC/day/time. That's what we said. And then what we will do once this actually starts serving, then we will start with our show root. Templates, root. This is not showing the Git thing. Oh, I hadn't finished initializing. Let me just... Might need to... Actually, do you mind if I just reload this? Window reload.
I don't mind at all.
I think it'll kick you out. I'll need to share it with you again. Sorry. Yeah, there we go. Getting all my magic Git stuff now. Boom. Share. Copy. Share it with you again. Sorry about that, Mel.
No problem.
Ah, perfect. So. It's funny. Okay. Awesome. Probably don't need an application route, potentially, but we'll see. Show. So, routes. Since it's going to be mostly like static.
Right.
I'm just going to pass the params back as our model, so that way we can do model.day and model.time. Did we say time? I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Friday, 1800. Nice one. Oh, that's brilliant. So it works as a thing, but it doesn't look like an app right now. Did you see that?
Yeah.
So I always go and I do, what do I do for an app? I always kind of, what is it?
Wait, do we need to do the days of the week and all of the possible times, like in a JSON file or something, or do you already have that?
I don't know if we do, because I think we can make it, we have enough information to pass it into something like moment and to turn it into a date, I think.
Okay.
But what I'm thinking about now is just even, there's a toolbar. Like, I think we should do like a toolbar to say that we are at least an application right now.
Sounds good.
So we don't need a button. Paper button, we probably don't need these things. toolbar. I'm going to call it meeting zone. I'm also terrible at naming things, so. We have an app. And then what did I say? We said we'd use a card to...
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I am going to have to interrupt.
Yes.
Can you please go to your Chrome extensions? I need to ask you to install a Chrome extension.
Which one?
Axe.
Oh, I must have it. Oh yeah, this is my personal account. I have it on my work account.
Yeah.
How do I do that? Chrome extensions Axe. I'm probably going to find Ember Paper might have a few issues with accessibility when we install this. That one looks like the right one. An extension.
Yep, but if we're starting a brand new app, it will be easy enough to take care of them. You know?
Cool. So, Axe. Thanks for installing it. Oh, I need to do this. There we go. So, I'm only very new to this whole Axe thing. Interestingly, I actually watched this video on like what the Axe Chrome extension does, and it's actually really quite useful. I'm going to share it in the copy link address. I'm going to share it in the chat if anybody's watching the stream.
Good idea.
You might be able to tell me what I should be doing here. An error occurred. I bet you I need to restart this app.
Let's see. Well,
there we go. Yeah, no, I just because I just reinstalled it, I needed to restart Chrome Inspector and then restart the app. Okay. Lang attribute. That is probably something that we might want to okay. So learn more. I've forgotten what this should look like. So I have been making use of this learn more button so much.
Sure. This one's pretty easy though. We just go to the index.html in our application, and in the HTML tag, we'll type in lang equals en.
It's an interesting one because I kind of feel like it's something that we could fix by default for an Ember app. Did I not say?
That's correct. I've actually filed an issue for Ember CLI.
Okay.
About this very subject.
It doesn't make sense to have it as default en, and then people can change it if they need to.
If we look at so I'm not just asking for a default language en, because I recognize that our European users are almost just as many as our North American users, according to the 2019 community survey. So I wanted to not just set the default to en, but also maybe provide a way to set the language tag to something else when you're spinning up your Ember app.
Right.
So we'll see what the CLI team says.
I'm confused because this is still saying that HTML element must have the lang attribute. It does have the lang equals en, and Axe hasn't.
So run again.
That one?
Because it's static from that point in time when you ran it. So if you run it again,
it's not
it doesn't dynamically
updating.
update itself.
For some reason, even when I click run again, it hasn't. Run again. It's not, doesn't seem to like it for some reason. But it's definitely
can you
there.
show me on the page? Can you right click and inspect on the page? Yeah.
Oh, I put it on the wrong thing. Lol. I'm an idiot. Never think your tools are wrong when it's you that's in the wrong. Huzzah. Does that auto? Yes, it does when you change the index. Nice. Analyze. Perfect. We're down to 4 issues. Main landmark. So let me see if I remember this. What we need to do is we need to remove the div wrapper on the app and then use main around outlet.
I'd like to remove the div wrapper on the app. I like header, main, and footer to be direct descendants of body. It feels tidier to me. Your mileage may vary.
So if I remember how to do this, we do Ember optional.
You have to install it first. Ember install.
It does not come with a base, it comes with a default app
Is
now.
it there?
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
So but
Ember,
I keep the Ember help because I remember.
Ember feature : I can tell you what it is.
Oh, right, okay. Ember feature :
and then it's application dash template dash wrapper. And then
do I
space,
disable it or do I enable it?
And then space disable.
Oh, okay.
Or yes, disable. Will turn to false.
Ember. What was it again? Ember something wrapper?
No, I don't think you have to put the Ember there. It's just application dash template dash wrapper.
I think I might have that backwards based on this command. So I think it's the other way around. I think we disable. Oh, I've got that wrong. You disable the wrapper. Right. Feature : disable, and then the feature that we want to disable.
Ah, okay.
Oh, this is cool. I've never seen this.
Yeah, say no to that.
I say no to that.
Because it says, it's basically, do you want me to put it in there anyway? It's like, no, why? I'm taking it out.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so that's the first thing. So now that that wrapper is removed, then you say we want, no, don't do that, header for the header stuff, and put this in the right indentation, main for the main stuff, and footer for the footer stuff. And as we did yesterday, made with
It will also, if you use grid layout at some point, it will also be way easier if this is how your app is set up. You can even add an side before the main to get your sidebar, and it works pretty well.
Yeah, I like playing with the grid stuff because it's entirely new to me, but it's like way closer to how my brain works. So it's like made with love. Do I have not enough spaces there? Mel, Sumner, and Chris Manson. Cool. I'll have to put some styles to get the footer at the bottom, but that's fine. We can do that in a bit. Analyze. Oh, wow. That got rid of like 3 issues. Page must contain a level 1 heading. I think that's a bad example then that I copied from. So I changed the meeting zone app to be a H1, because that's all there's going to be. There's not going to be multiple pages to this thing. Oh, I think that's the very first time I've ever had that say no issues. Okay, so seeing as that's so awesome, I am going to commit some stuff. So what am I doing? Let's say that
So I think the cool thing here is that took you all of what, 5 minutes to install the extension and just look at and see like, oh, these are some minor things that I could fix pretty quickly. And I think that's something that a lot of folks, like, they feel like accessibility is so overwhelming, when in fact, maybe, yeah, but there are really great places, there are really great entry points where you can do small things that make a big difference.
Yeah, I definitely feel like that was an awful lot simpler than I was expecting it to be. Like the number one worst thing that happened was me being a silly person and putting the lang on the wrong. read what it's telling you to do. So what are we doing? This is initial demo of the show root. Perfect. So next thing I want to do is I'm going to go to this Ember Paper example. And I'm just going to steal the whole thing. I don't even know what's going on here. No, it's this one that I like. Yeah, this one. Take the whole thing and then we can get rid of it in a minute. Show. So there's a bunch of stuff happening here. Nice one. So the idea that I wanted, so we're probably not going to do a card image. Are we going to do a card image? Probably not. Title text, title headline, we'll do something like...
What do you mean? Wait, before we make the decision on what's going to be on the card image, or if we're going to have one, can you tell me a little bit about what's going to be on the card itself?
So the plan that I want essentially here, I don't know if this is an example of the top one or the bottom one, I'm not entirely sure. The plan that I want is I essentially want one card first of all. So the whole point of our URL is that it's always showing something in UTC. So the very first card should always be the time as it says in the URL, which is UTC, in UTC. So that like you look at this page and you say, the meeting is on at 1800 hours UTC on Friday. And then the second card is going to be that time, but we work out what your current time zone is based on like moment time zone is whatever it is. And then, you know, stretch goals. I'd love to be able to like add a little plus button on the right hand side of those two cards, and like you'd pick some other time zone. So I know you're in Central Time, so I would click that and I'd say Central Time, so that if I knew I was talking to you, I'd say it in Central Time. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So what I was thinking is that it's really just like time in UTC, and then like big text, the actual time, and maybe like some smaller text saying how many minutes or how long and until that time, if that makes sense.
Right.
And then copy that same thing more than once. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
So that's why I was thinking we probably don't need like an image thing at the top, or at least if we do, we could create one later or something like that.
Yeah. I think it would be nice to, so let's not strike it out just yet.
So,
And there,
sorry, go on. What I was thinking is that we could strike it out temporarily, and then we could come back and
yeah,
add one later.
sounds great.
Cool. Awesome. So this is going to be time in UTC something. We'll figure out what that is. You probably want to think about like how people might share this, like having a share button, but essentially all it's going to do is copy the URL or something like that. Time in your time. So we'll make the paragraphs the same. Oh, there's only, yeah, it's fine. The cards look the same size. And we only really need 2 cards. Don't know what the layout that it's doing here. Layout column, layout row. Don't know if you've seen these, but Material Design and therefore Ember Paper have like these layout stuff. Child alignment. Yeah, there we go. So
Yeah, okay.
what is it? We start? No, not that way. So we want column. Do we want column? God. We want row. 1, 2, 3. Space around. Maybe. Start. Yeah, so row, start, alignment. The
Oh,
perpendicular
center.
center. So that's the thing that we need.
Yeah.
But we probably don't need this. You can remove the extra div for now, and then we can worry about what this looks like on smaller screens in a minute. See if this gives us kind of like a basic what we're expecting. Bit stretched out.
Well, it's going to, yeah. You can set, I mean, that's the whole idea of it, right?
Yeah, so we could do like max width 200 pixels or something like that, or something like that. So it's like what I was expecting as a kind of card, and then it would have. What do you think?
Well, okay, so this is what you need to do with we need to do a little bit of media querying. Do you have Ember CLI DOS installed?
Yes, it's Sass.
Okay.
It's all
And
sassified.
can you open up the SCSS file or app.scss file so I can write
Can
in
you
it?
see? Can you write in there?
I don't see it open yet.
You might have to click my face in the bottom right.
Oh, here we go. Okay. So for this, what's the class name of the, sorry. Is there a way for me to run this locally so I can see what you're seeing on,
No.
you know how I share a terminal with you or share a port with you?
Yeah,
No.
no, that
Okay.
doesn't work with this one. So
All right,
there's
that's
no
fine.
class name specifically on that card, but we can add one.
No, we don't have to. We can use there's a class on the parent. Can you zoom in? That's a little small for me. Can you zoom into your...
Which one? To the elements bit? Oh, no, this
Yeah,
one.
that one. Zoom in there.
So this is
It's
the
called
div that I...
MD card.
Yes, MD card. That's the actual, like...
You know, I've never tried to style on an element. I wonder if that's even possible. Well, here, anyway. Is it M as in Melanie or N as in Nancy?
M as in Melanie.
Okay, so first, if we're doing this mobile first way, we're gonna write it how it will appear on a mobile phone first.
Okay.
So we would want to say width 100%.
Okay.
Just in case there's some kind of weird overflow. And then at media screen and
Interesting.
I know the cool kids use M's these days, but these are the ones I have memorized, so you can go with that. And then you would say media screen. Well, we might not need anything bigger than that, so we'll say well, here we'll do a max width of 300 px. That's what we decided.
Cool.
Because max width wins every time.
So the only thing that we need to change is it's not a class when we're so that works. I've done that before where it's just MD card. It's a bit strange, but yeah.
Alright, cool.
Shall we try this?
Yeah. If it works. Oh, we also are going to want to do this.
So I'm wondering if something weird is happening here because we've got an app CSS as well as an apps SCSS. So I'm just going to restart.
You shouldn't have the app CSS. You should only have the app SCSS. If you have Ember CLI.
Oh.
Honey, you want to come snuggle? Come here, come sit in your basket.
Cameo cat.
Yeah. He's very like, pay attention to me, but I'm going to sit just out of reach.
Okay, so where have we got? We've got a blang blang. So
somebody has asked us a question. Is this going to use an API for figuring out time zones, or is it just going to have a set list of close enough to everywhere time zones? We're going to use Moment.js, right?
Yes. So it's the way that we're hoping to do this is like 100% client side, so that like we don't have to have a server. So it'll include moment. It's Novox. It'll include moment and moment time zone, which has, I think, a JSON file that does like all of that magic for us. I don't know exactly how it works, but that's going to be our next little foray into how this works. Also, we had another question. What about a percentage for this width? I quite like the use of like max width for things that are like card, like designed to be card, so that when you resize, it doesn't like stretch or whatever. I know there's something you can do, like a min max thing with.
Well, we could. Okay, so let's think of it this way. So we're saying take up the full screen if you're, let's see, we'll say something like 400px actually. And then take up but don't go more than 100% of the screen. And what that will do is if it's wider, it will shrink it down. Now, the part where Frederick might have a point is min width. We could say 300 pixels, but we could also set the max width at like 33.3333%. Always go to 4 places. I think that's right anyway.
Interesting.
And we basically want 3 of them, right?
Oh.
How many will we have?
So
Or just
from the UX perspective that I want here, like I want to have UTC. Maybe we color it to make it that it's like special because it is special. Then I want your time zone, and then I want there to be a button here that like is enticing for people to push and for them to add as many other ones as they want. So there needs to be like having it as 3 or a minimum of 3 or whatever is kind of cool. Although I think, ooh, that's nice. It's interesting because Null Vox is actually suggesting that we think about CSS grid, which might be nice, but yeah, I think this is kind of good enough for now.
we could do grid.
We're doing.
Let me do this. Okay.
Oh, you're trying. Oh,
this
here we go.
Channeling me. Yeah. Hold on. I'm going to channel this in a second.
I did a crazy one yesterday where I used like you draw the layout with strings. Did you see that thing? Have you ever seen that thing?
Okay. That seems interesting. Tell me more, I guess.
So it was for the style guide, the Ember style guide. So let me go over github.com, Ember learn, Ember style guide. It's on that, the website redesign one. Let me show you. Tracking branch for the Ember website redesign. So
the first thing we're going to do, though, is to be responsible and nice to everybody. We are going to wrap this in a supports display grid. And most of the people who are going to use this for right now will be able to see grid because it's shipped in all the new major browsers. And the folks that can't see it yet are fine. Look at them there. We'll write fallbacks.
So
grid.
Oh, okay. So this is the thing I was telling you about. It's like grid template areas, and like we changed nav. Do we use nav? We use header. So we changed this to be, in fact, it would just be header. I don't even know how we would do this in this case.
Okay, I got it.
You got it. I'll let you figure it out because I am so useless at CSS. I wonder how many people are watching. Users in chat. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cool. Welcome, everybody. Great gap. Oh, fun.
What I'm now doing right now is I'm going a mobile first approach. So I'm thinking about, okay, I basically want everything to stack when it's a box. And one is like a mobile device, right? Um, and I'm saying the first one, make it 10 vertical height units. The body needs to be auto, and the footer, you should also take out 10 vertical height units. And then we'll say what the grid template areas are, which is why I like header. Us, though, we only have 3, right? We're only using header, main, and footer. Sure. And then come back here and we'll say at media screen. You might hear my cat yelling. He's just, yeah. And
A welcome addition to the stream.
it's 8px. If anyone has suggestions for what M's to use there instead, I'm open to it. In this case, let's just go with some things I've already done. Since we're not using an aside, well, I kind of want to, yeah, I'm going to say 2. Header. And the reason I'm doing this is if we decide at some point to give ourselves a sidebar, footer, we will not have shot ourselves in the foot.
Yeah, this is the thing that I was talking about. It's kind of like drawing how the elements spread across your layout.
Right. So
That's how it was described to me anyway.
And then we're going to add one more in because, oh wait, media screen. Screen isn't. Yeah. Yep. And maybe 2. There. And then we can go.
This is cool.
Copy most of this and adjust it slightly because that actually gets really big when you are. We're going to say 15 and 85. There. Oh, we have a footer though, so we need to actually. And you'll see that as your screen gets bigger or whatever, that there is less. You don't have to have such huge. Maybe we'll make this 8. We'll see how it works with what we have.
Cool. Awesome.
Work. Now let's see if I've really left something out or have too many of these things in here. And then we need to declare the grid template areas. So that should just be 2. Now we need to say header is grid area header.
Oh yes, this thing. Yes. I remember that.
Is grid area. Wait. And you could call these really whatever you want. Grid. I know some people even do nth type here. Area. And that's all inside at supports.
So can we try that?
Save it? Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. I'm just curious what it will do.
Yeah, I am too.
So, oh, what happened there? So
now we might have now we do need to put a to-do in here. So we might have some instances where we need to look at maybe we need to set the vertical height taller to accommodate Ember paper.
So
even if you know what the fixed height is, Like, I'm guessing that's in the CSS of that paper element, the header. You can find out what that is because you can mix units in your thing, is what I'm trying to say.
I don't know if it matters. I think you have made it bigger with your implementation. But I think that the bug currently is that we've got extra grid rows.
No, see, I made it smaller, but it's still
Did you?
showing up, which is why it's hiding.
Oh, why it's
So,
hiding. Okay, let's go
okay,
and have
so
a
I'm going to
look.
make it at least 10,
Toolbar tools.
then try it again.
Height is 56 pixels.
56?
Sorry, 64. I can't bloody read numbers. Jeez.
Okay, so we'll say 64 pixels. Let's say 65 and then do it one more. I know what happens.
Assume we reload it. Yeah, there we go. That looks like it's not overlaying there. But the second thing that I was saying is there seems to be like the header's right, the main is as we expect or whatever. We have the footer, but what are these extra two at the bottom? These ones down here. Footer,
Well,
footer.
I didn't tell my grid template rows to repeat, so I'm not actually sure.
Grid template rows.
Do we
See,
have
look at
extra?
that.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it does think that there's 5 rows for some reason.
Okay.
But I don't know why.
Well, let's figure it out.
So, just kind of spacing this out a tiny bit. So, do we think it's anything to do? Well, this is internal. That's nothing to do with what we're looking at. This thing here, repeat 1 FR. That's columns.
Yep. So we could actually, yeah, because we're saying when we are, but see, in that other instance, it doesn't matter because we only have 3 grid template areas declared. We're telling the columns to repeat and take up 1 FR unit and only show one of them at a time.
Okay.
So
Oh, this is for the mobile first. Okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So really, which one are we in? We're in the biggest one right now. Let's go and have a look.
Yeah. You might have to do is hit, no, don't do that.
Sorry,
Open back up
do
and
this thing.
see the little mobile button.
This one here?
Yeah.
And
then hit refresh.
Pixel XL2 or something.
Sure. And then hit refresh. So it's still making it. Try one of the other ones. Maybe that's not respecting it.
iPhone 6, 7, 8?
Yeah, sure. And then refresh again?
Yep, that's me refreshed.
Okay, so it's still doing something funky. It's
doing this column thing that you're saying.
I know. Wait. Let's just say grid template columns. Don't repeat them. Let's just make it 100%. Try that.
Did you save?
Yeah.
You did. Cool. Oh, done something. Grid template columns 100%. Cool. We still have our weird extra rows though.
Oh, you know why? This isn't, no. Because that's not grid.
Because what's not grid?
Okay. Okay, nothing. Nothing. I figured it out. Okay, so we need to say width on mobile, right? 100%.
Okay.
And then max width 100%.
Oh, that's those ones. Yeah.
There you go. I used to see something better for the cards on mobile.
Save. I did save. No. MD card. Max width 100%. Width 100%.
Oh, question. Are we using VS Code Live Share? So we do when Chris is visiting me because I like VS Code. However, Chris is hosting today, so we are on using Atom. So that's his IDE of choice. They both have similar features, so you could do it either way. Thank you for asking that question, Frozen Fire.
I missed that one. Oh, there we go. Yes. Okay, so I don't know exactly what's happening.
Yeah. Okay. Go to the class layout row.
Which one,
You're
sorry?
missing. You'll be missing a class there. Nope, above it.
This thing here?
Yeah.
Flex
Yeah.
direction.
Okay.
See, that one seems right because it's like the full width or whatever. But the card seems to still have some sort of like.
Where's the flex flow though? Because it should say row wrap.
Flex. Doesn't say anything.
It says flex direction row. It won't wrap unless you say row wrap.
And what is that? That's flex flow.
No, flow. FLOW. You have it there.
Oh,
That
there we
layout
go.
row.
So that does then. So we need to add that.
Yeah.
Surprised that it doesn't come in the as like a helper.
Yeah, it seems like maybe they expect you to add it yourself. I don't know.
Oh, layout wrap.
Aha.
So that would go in our layout row. Is it row wrap or layout? I don't see row in there. Layout row column wrap. Yeah, it must be an extra one.
This is pretty good. This is pretty cool. They've done a lot of work on this. I don't typically use stuff like this, but
There we go. That seems to have. There we go. Layout wrap. It's a helper.
okay.
Nice. So that's fixing this a little bit. But so, like I was saying, I don't know if you can see that kind of the highlighted thing. There's like extra rows underneath the Made with Love by Mel Sumner.
Yeah, we'll figure that out as we go along. I'm not too
Cool.
worried about that right now.
Cool.
So good, right?
So our large one seems to have gone weird now, but that's fine.
Okay.
So
Maybe I can't style components the way I think I can style components. Maybe I do. Let's see what happens when I take out whatever styling we put in there. I'll just comment it out and see if you refresh, or I don't know, it should refresh because we've made a change. See what it does.
So it's done that, but I think that's just because it's got no size, if that makes sense. It's just based on the text. Does that make sense?
Because you've set it to row. Oh. So that's a little weird to me. I'm hoping it's just something about Ember paper that we're not doing correctly, because it shouldn't be doing it that way.
Oh, I know what the problem is. I know what the problem is.
Okay. Can I see
media
your?
screen.
Oh, that might be it.
Because I'd noticed when I looked at it, oh, it didn't do it. Because it's still doing that first one, MD card, min width or max width 100.
I
Max
see
width.
that you're missing some flex things here, though. Like if you look in the card template itself.
This thing here?
Can
Or do you
you?
mean?
I am looking
Sorry.
in the card component documentation number paper.
Okay, so we'll go over to card. Yep.
Yeah, I'll go down. You see how they have this layout column flex whatever?
Uh-huh.
What do those classes do?
So the XS is like, they're like helpers for only applying that thing for sizes.
Yeah.
So where does it have here? So a lot of the helper classes have these like
Okay.
greater than XS or whatever, and they like they're auto generated, so you can just pick them.
Yeah. That's very much like Bootstrap.
Yeah, sounds like.
Okay.
But it means that you can say you would have instead of so maybe it's layout wrap.
So I think we should take out our styling for these cards and just use the styling they already have on them.
Okay, cool. I'm just looking at this here. Okay, let's try that. I'm wondering if the grid stuff is making it work a bit strangely as well. So the first thing that we want to do here, we probably want layout wrap XS.
Yeah.
And then that means that, let me just open it as a thing here as well. We can just have them both open at the same time. Yeah, I bet you that layout wrap works slightly different. Layout GT XS. I don't see an example of row. I don't know if the wrap stuff has the same thing. So what were you saying about in the template? This layout.
Two top divs, those divs with the layout in them. I wonder if that's what we have to wrap around around the cards.
So the reason why he has them wrapped around the cards like this, he has 1, 2, is because he wants this thing. So it's a column and then a column, so that it's like this fake, what's that word, masonry layout thing. So I'm wondering.
No, look at what he's saying. Layout in a row, but if it's on an extra small screen, use column,
right,
which means they'll stack. And then here, yes, you are right. He's saying layout column. But don't we want them like that anyway? Or is that going to make stuff weird?
Oh, that looks like
I was what if we just try it and see?
So that's the layout XS column. So it turns into columns when it's small, and it's rows when it's perfect. That seems reasonable to me. The third card that I was talking about would kind of make this layout perfect. Let's just have no title. Just make it a card with a. Let me just check there. Components.
No, you have to have the title.
Okay.
Always need a title.
Icon. So we'll pull that back to the title and we'd say add other time zones. And what I was thinking was something like this, icon button with add, but I don't know what the actual name for that thing is. See, this is the thing. It's not regular. They're not like equidistant. It's because this one has more content in it and they have the same amount of content. So
yeah,
I
but
think
if he's using Flexbox, that shouldn't have been an issue. It's supposed to make them all evenly. Hold on. Let me see if I can.
you're going off and doing some CSS. Cool.
Okay, so let's just try, just for fun. We put it in show. Yeah. I am just going to do one thing. I just want to test it and see if it works. If it doesn't, that's fine too. We'll go back to the way it was before.
XS50.
And let's see what that looks like.
XS50.
And then.
Oh no, that's a different thing.
What happened? What did it
So
do? That's what I want to see. Okay.
So
Good.
so you
All right. I'm fine. No. I understand what happened, so I'm fine with that. I'm going to take this out. And this. I'm reverting.
uh-huh.
Right. This. There we go. I want to see how it's telling us to handle. Oh, I see.
I remember.
Yeah. We have to put flex something on the cards. Or we have to wrap them in.
You've solved it. It's that flex this thing, whatever the thing is. So we put it on each of the cards.
Right. So
Probably
we don't
turn
want
this
50
into a
anymore,
loop or whatever.
right?
No,
We don't want
absolutely
50.
no. One like
We
33
want
or something.
33?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Not the first one.
And is it greater than XS that we want?
All right. Yes, greater than X. So
See what that does. Please be magical. Yeah. It's looking good.
Yeah.
Looking good.
And then, wait, we need to tell it to stretch content. So they're all the same size.
How are you doing that? I'll link to you so I follow you around.
And know how to do this. This is always the challenging part of using something you haven't used before, is I know that if I want these things to, yes, okay. So this is the one. If you go to layout, like layout child alignment.
This thing?
Layout, yeah, no, go down to child alignment.
Ooh.
And pick stretch on the right.
So layout,
Stretch.
align, start, stretch. Start.
I'd probably do center because we're doing, like, we're making everything spaced evenly.
We can't have both.
Yes, you can.
Can you?
Right. No. Okay, so row, center, stretch.
Oh, sorry. Stretch. Rows. Layout, align, center, stretch. Okay. Let's try that.
Yeah.
Bing.
That's what I mean.
Bada boom. Magic. It'll be perfect. We won't have to think about it again. Oh, that's looking better on mobile. Looking good on mobile. Oh, look at that. Thing of beauty.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes. Hey, let's check in on how we're doing for accessibility. How about we hit the X
That's a
and
good idea.
tab in our inspector and run
Oh,
again.
yep, looks good. Well, I might, do
Hit
you know
run
what I'll
again.
do? I
Oh,
did a
you
few
hit run again
times.
and it was fine? Oh, great.
I'm just
Great
going to
job, us.
refresh all of the things and just make sure that
Okay.
it's not like in a weird state. Analyze. Yeah, run again. Looks good.
Good job.
Awesome.
I was a little worried about some of the color contrast, especially on that little plus sign button, but seems like we did okay.
I've been kind of worried about this like white on dark color contrast recently.
Oh, yeah. No, white on dark is preferred.
Oh, is it? Ah, well,
Yeah.
learn something new every day.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's this one. Color. Have you seen the new contrast ratio thing?
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. I did my first.
I think there are more contrast ratio tools. Like the first thing anyone who starts learning about accessibility, like especially if they're a software engineer, the first thing I hear them say is, "Oh, I'm going to write a color contrast tool," and I'm like, "Please don't. We already have too many."
Can't move
Okay.
this into here just because it seems reasonable, because that's actually what we had. And then we'll do a commit, I think. It's brilliant. I love it. Okay, cool. Let's do a commit, and then maybe we have a little bit of a break, because I have a puppy here who needs it.
Yes, sounds good.
Okay, so we've deleted the old styles, and we've gone. Okay, that will be good for now. And then we've added basic layout. I think, yeah, I noticed there was, no, don't want training or prefixing spaces. Added basic layout. What am I doing? Added basic layout for cards. So the next thing we should do is probably add some of the functionality. So let's do the whole UTC reading the information, turning it into an actual date, and showing it in current time zone.
Yes.
Which will be fun. And thankfully, I'm not in UTC anymore because we have British summertime right now. So we should see at least an hour's difference.
Oh, nice.
Okay, cool. So anybody who's hanging out on the stream, I'm just going to like pause the stream temporarily, and we'll be back in probably about 5 minutes or so. So I'll see you
Awesome.
then. Let me just
See you soon.
pause it. See you in a minute. I am unmuted and so are you. Welcome back, everybody. My doggo has been for a short walk. Oh, that's my stream. Don't need to show you that. Okay, cool. Right. I wonder if we've lost everybody. No, we've still got as many followers, watchers, whatever, stream fans. You're muted in case you don't know, because I didn't hear what you just said.
Well, that's nice.
It's kind of cool, this idea that there's a bunch of people hanging out and we're like coding this together. I get all warm and fuzzy about the idea, so thanks everybody who's joining us. Okay, so we've committed that code. We've got some stuff. We've got our magic over here. So the next thing is to do the moment time zone stuff. I'm probably going to Ember moment. So I know we do a moment time zone thing, and that's probably where we need to go. But I don't know if Ember moment, if you have to do something specific to get time zone working with this. Time zone. Include moment time zone. All years, all time zones. All time zones. Just time zone API. So I don't 100% know how this works, but I know it solves all of the things. Moment.js. Did I even spell that right? I think I did. Moment time zone. Oh, did that know where I was? Let's check, because that's exactly what I need. Yes, so it knows that I'm... Oh, we're IST, Irish Standard Time. Interesting. Fun fact, there used to be a DST, Dublin Standard Time, that was 25 minutes slow off London. Or fast.
What?
I can never tell.
How did that last for so long? Because I would have just joined politics to change it. That's terrible.
I think it was just when...
That's the worst.
I think it was like just when the Irish state actually became a thing. So it was like a we're not on that time zone kind of thing. So it was in itself a political statement. But anyway, there's other people who are better historians who probably find all the flaws in what I'm saying. Okay, so moment.
Yeah.
Has format. Convert dates between time zones. Moment.tz, that thing. America, New York. Oh, .clone to another time zone. And then it's interesting. Moment.format. So what I'd be curious about is to just create a moment and see what format gives us, because I have a feeling +1, because it's got this thing here, -4, minus whatever, +1. I think I'm +1 now. Yes, London format. So that's what I expect. So let's close this and we'll do Ember install Ember moment. And while that's doing its magic, we'll go in here and see what it was saying. What's this? Config environment.js, moment include time zones. Okay, config environment.js, this thing, moment, include time zones. Probably don't need all the years, to be honest, because we're just doing it like now.
What if I am at the end of the year and I want to schedule a meeting for February?
But see, this is the thing. If we're doing it as static, we don't want to put in the date in here. We want to say, we want it to just be days and times so that we only
Okay.
need to like build a maximum
So our
statically.
team meeting is on Thursdays at 10:30 a.m. my time. So we would just say Thursday and the time, and then
Yeah.
everyone could see. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
And I kind of think that we need some sort of like UI here so that it's like, you know, change the time. Because right now it's just the URL that's doing the magic. But it's like, if we go back to our inspiration, this whole like, I'm changing the time thing, we should have like an input of some sort on here that shows you your current time, maybe, or maybe allows you to choose, and then you pick it, and then it updates the URL as expected or whatever. But that way you would say, what did you say? Thursday at 1 or
Thursday at 10:30 a.m.
so
is when
it's your time, isn't it?
that's my time for learning team meeting. Yeah, I don't know what it is in UTC.
Yeah. So this is the thing. Your input would say your time, and then you'd pick 10:30, and then it would change time in UTC, time in your time zone, and then other ones.
Right.
But that's the plan anyway. We'll see how it works. Okay, so no data, just time zone. I wonder if it's like if that's a like a group or something. I don't know. We'll just leave it as all for now. It's probably like a huge amount of data, but we'll see. Cool. npm start. Okay. So, I think it's where it's show. Model.day, model.time. Okay. So it is UTC. So what we should do, I think, is we should, I'll talk it through and then we can discuss if this seems reasonable. I think we should create a controller, and that controller should have a UTC moment computed property that is based on the model.day and model.time, and it will return a moment object for UTC. And then we use that to format it in the first one. And then we have a your time zone computed property that depends on the first one. And I don't know how we tell it to go into your time zone, convert to your time zone. And then we use that one to display in the second one. Does that sound reasonable, sensible, insane?
So does this mean that we have to ask them for permission to know their location?
I don't think so, because I think because like this thing, if you go to moment time zone, momentjs.com/time zone, I will send you the link. I think the main map, where does it say that you are? Mine says Europe, Dublin, without scrolling the mouse on it. So if you refresh, if you accidentally put the mouse on it.
Okay, it knows I'm in Chicago.
So this is my point. I think it's dependent on your system clock. So if you change your system clock, it will change, but that's kind of what we want. It's not
Okay.
asking for your location, it's asking the
Yeah.
computer what time it is.
But it's already doing it, so we don't need to worry about that.
Exactly. Like
Okay.
I remember watching this YouTube video, Tom something, I can't remember his name, but it's like listing all of the horribleness of doing anything time zone related. So like, I'm just waving my hands as wildly as I can and saying, I'm not working that out. I have the moment thing, work all that stuff out. I just ignore. Okay, so that was your question. Do you have any other questions or any other, like, that sounds insane before we start with a component-y thing?
Not yet. I think we should jump in. I think this is our time.
Okay, jump in. Ember G controller show. So that's our root name. Corresponding controller. And what did I say? I said, I think we should import computed from Ember object. I think we should create a UTC computed property that depends on model.day and model, this one, model.time, and return, what am I returning? I'm returning, oh, what am I returning? I think it does a thing where you can like import moment from moment. There we go. Provides the ability to import as a thingamajig. Rightio, perfect. Import moment from moment. So we want to return I want to create a moment. So let's not do time zone yet. Let's just look at moment. I want to create a moment in UTC because it's like, oh, that's interesting. It's ticking. Docs. I know there's a thing where it's like UTC. Moment.utc is local mode, ambiguous input, UTC. Ambiguous input is assumed to be UTC. So
I'm so spoiled. My husband just brought me a coffee. Well, while he was out, he got me a coffee.
Nice one.
That was a really nice thing. I know I have a very nice husband. That's very nice of him.
I think we're in our constructors here. Object. Here we go. Unit value. Rodney, stop it. So we can work out the hour and the minute, probably, assuming that we want to do it this like very formatted way or whatever. The interesting thing though is about this day. Like, can we put Friday in? Is that what we put in here? Friday. Can we construct a moment from like next Friday? Let's check. Make moment from day name.
I don't think so. Well, maybe, but I don't think so because that would indicate you're looking at a date. So if it knows a date, it can tell you what day of the week it is.
Yeah, essentially what it is, it's like now, oh, there we go. Moment.day Monday. Perfect.
Well, egg on my face then. All right, cool.
Well, I think it might be a slightly ambiguous as to whether or not it means next Monday or last Monday. But it'll be like, I don't think it matters too much because we only care about time zones, I think. So we might have to do a little bit of magic to make sure it's always next. The next, like if we're saying the meeting is on Friday and it's Saturday and the time zones change on the Sunday, we want it to be correct for the next time that date happens. Does that make sense?
Yeah, we'll have some DST shenanigans, but we can deal with those in a minute.
Yeah, we can. So I want UTC. Then I want to parse out this thing. I saw this thing here. So I need to get the hour and minute out of our time string, which is fine. And then we can do our dot. Oh, hold on. It says day blah. Maybe we just try putting day in here because it said dot day Monday. Yeah, let's try it. UTC day this dot model dot day hour this dot model dot time. How do you get the first two things of the first two characters of a string? It's like split or something. I can never remember. Substring. You're muted in case you're saying something.
Substring, and then the first digit or the first index and the last index.
So substring and the first index and the last index. Let's yeah.
String.substring.
Time.substring. First index 0. Last index or number of characters? I can never remember.
Okay. So the method itself, you can say only return, start at this on the index and return this comma and return this number of characters. Or you can say start here and return all of the characters after that index position.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So, yes, so it's number of characters then. So the first one should be 0, 2, and the second one should be 2, because then it'll be everything.
Do you have to put str on it in front of substring? Isn't it string.substring?
It is a string. Model.time will be a string because it's a param.
I see. That was a silly question. Okay.
No, it's a good question because model oftentimes is an object. Start length. Yeah, I think that's right then. So show. Let's have a look. Let's see what this does. Let's do a thing. And we don't need this for now because we're working on weird stuff. It's a moment. Nan. Doesn't look good. Friday, hour, minute. Okay. It's a thing. So we've got
Is
it. Oh,
UTC?
that's good. But we don't know what date exactly it is. Because I think that
We're not
nan is.
supposed to, right?
I think that is potentially broken. It shouldn't be a nan. But we'll see. So what is the thing that I wanted to do? I wanted to do format. It's like a format, moment, format, date. Let's just see what happens there. Invalid date. Yeah, let's get rid of this day for now. Okay. So that's today now, 24th of April at the right time because it's UTC. Perfect. So now let's try that thing that we saw. Let date equal thingy. And we said, what was it? Date dot day this dot model dot day. Is it day? Is that the right thing? Are we changing something? Let me just check. Resolver router. Day. Yes, it should be day. Data. Return day. That's the example that the dude gave on the. Oh, 26th. That's 2 days from now. So it's in the future. It's good. Let's try it with Monday and see if it does it in the future. No. So
Does Monday in the past?
So what we need to do in that scenario is, if it's in the past, we add a week.
I almost feel like these should be query params, not.
So I think you're right. I 100% think you're right. However, if we do it as query params, we can't do the plan for the Prember stuff, so that we don't have to worry about like hosting fastboot. So this is kind of this getting us the same as query params, but just doing it in a slightly different way.
I'm not a big fan of using what looks like routes in the URL. Or, I mean, what if I went up to the URL in this room and I changed the time zone from UTC to something else, and I changed the day and I changed that time?
So the UTC one
happened?
is, so the UTC one is kind of, it doesn't need to be there. Changing UTC will give you an invalid route thing.
Okay.
Because we just have it in there. I put it in there to kind of imply that it's Monday at 1800 hours UTC, so that when you get the link, you know it's UTC. So this is kind of like, it's descriptive in its own right. If you change Monday,
yeah. Go ahead.
It does change. Oh, sorry. This is the. Just put these in a thing here. Show BR. I had a designer friend that hated when I used BRs. So it does change. It's exactly as you would expect. And when we have the control that does the navigating for us, you won't get that full page load. It'll be a nice Ember-y thing. But
Yeah.
it means that
If someone can't change UTC, then we need to make it not part of the URL.
okay, then we should just remove it.
I
Config.
think, anyway.
So
because it is logical to the user that you can change any part of the URL. We could make it so no matter what you did, it was always like no matter what you put in there, right? It always changed to UTC.
oh, it would like redirect you to UTC.
Yeah.
We could actually make it a real variable.
Yeah.
Like we could make it time zone, so you could put in there whatever, but it means the calculation that I discussed with you before today. If we do this once an hour for each of the days, that means that we have to pre-render 24 times 7, 168. If we do it twice an hour, we have to do 336. If we have to do it for every time zone that is supported, do we know how many time zones there are?
Many.
I suppose it's all these dots, isn't it? But then it would be like just these things. How many time zones are there?
The thing is, I don't think in UTC. I think in my own time zone. And I think most people do too. So I almost feel like I need to be able to say, here's the time I'm thinking of in my time zone. Can you please tell me what that is in UTC? Like, I feel like you should be able to do it either way and get a result.
$165 list of time zone abbreviations. So really, this is what we care about.
Wow, that's a lot.
So it said, maybe we could just pre-render the top ones. You know what I mean? The ones that we know people are using. Like we could choose to pre-render the top 8, 10, whatever. But if we were to do them all, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 4 plus 1, 5, 9. So that's times. So that would be 54,000 pages that we'd need to pre-render if we did every half hour.
This?
So the pre-rendering thing is because there's an extra use case that I didn't really communicate with you.
Okay.
I want when somebody shares the link in something like Slack or Discord for it to pop up and say, the meeting is at blah, 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 time UTC in the, like, you know, that card thing that comes up in sometimes when you, so that it's like the URL tells you what time it is in UTC, because that was just an arbitrary decision. The card tells you what it is, and if you click it, it tells you what it is, but it also tells you what it is in your local time. So like the card would say that the meeting's at blah, blah, blah UTC. Click the link to see what that is in your local time. The UTC thing was, this is why I was just saying that. Surely, yes, fine, you can look at this and that the input should always be in your time zone, the time in your time zone. But I kind of think that the URL should always be UTC, because if somebody just looks at the URL and it says Tuesday at 1800,
you're right.
It's like it should tell you that it's UTC.
Right. So no matter what anybody puts in there, we redirect to UTC.
Yes, I think so.
That's fine.
Okay, cool. We can do that as like a catch-all redirect thing that if you change that to fa, whatever it is,
What if
it'll
I
redirect you
changed
to.
it? What if I was a user and I changed it to CST Thursday 10:30 and I hit enter? Could it then tell me what
Redirect you to that in UTC?
UTC, with that being, yeah, redirect me to the correct UTC one?
I don't see why not. I think that's doable. I think that's very doable, in fact. It's a little bit of math, but we'll get time moment to do that for us. But otherwise, it should be fine, I think.
Okay, very good.
Okay,
Atlas has come to join.
Atlas is your cat's name.
One of them, yes. Atlas and Peabody.
I think
Really
I knew
liked
Peabody.
Portal video games. Like, GLaDOS is my spirit animal.
Nice. So we had a comment.
Yeah. That's what I was kind of thinking.
Well, this is why we have the cards. So when you go to the link, the time in your time zone is always 100% going to be what Chrome thinks your current time zone is, based on that same thing that Moment time zone did. But it's just like so that we can get that UTC-ness about it. And it's also kind of slightly nudging the user to communicate about meetings in UTC. That doesn't change. So it's like, you can you can do whatever you want, but it's like just a slight nudge to say, oh, the meeting is at blah UTC. My time, your time, and UTC time. So this was another idea that I was having. We can use query parameters for some things. So it could be the my time thing. So if like I shared with you, Mel, 1 o'clock UTC, if I wanted you to see my time zone in that list of other time zones, I could add that as a query parameter, like include my time zone in when somebody looks at it. But that wouldn't break the pre-render stuff because it would still pre-render without the query param, I think. Not 100%.
I like the idea of adding my time, your time, UTC time. However, I think that it exponentially increases for pre-rendered, prembered things.
Prembered, yeah.
Because now you don't just need to have one for UTC plus every day plus every time. You're now keeping track of.
Well, so you don't need to have query params as part of Prember. And this is why I think I'm guessing.
The person who sent you the link.
Yeah.
I like it because it's an additional kind of bit of information that allows me to be more empathetic to the people I'm also meeting with. So if somebody sends me a meeting request that looks okay for me, UTC okay, but then I realize, oh, I didn't know this was in the middle of the night for you. I would rather kind of offer to have a meeting time where we could balance things out and it would kind of suck for both of us instead of it just sucking for them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, because what that feels like to me is like what YouTube does, where when you click the share button, it has that little checkbox, which is include start time. So you have a checkbox, include your time, and it would do that as a query parameter.
Okay.
And then it would
Okay.
just make sure that it's there in the other time zones list.
Okay.
And I think that works.
I think that's okay then.
Yeah,
I like that idea.
I think we can get that done. Alice, I think, gave us that suggestion. Thank you for that, Alice. Cool. Right. So let's get these two done, and then we'll figure out the next part of it. We also need to make sure that it's in the future, which is fine. I'm going to put a to-do. I don't remember how to type. To-do. Make sure this is in the future. Okay. So we have UTC now. Now we need my zone. So the question is, how do you turn something that is UTC out of UTC?
Do that one more time.
So how do you turn something that is UTC out of UTC? So what I was doing here is I was using one of these constructors. There's a UTC constructor, moment.utc, which creates turns the moment object that's created into this like UTC mode, which you saw when we were logging it. It was saying is UTC or whatever. I want to remove that. Manipulate UTC.
I see.
Sets the flag on the original moment to use UTC to display a moment instead of the original moment's time. So parse zone. Local time. How do we turn something that is UTC into local time? Is there a local time? To switch from UTC to local time, you can use this. Blah. Hours, UTC. Dot local. Yes. So this dot UTC dot clone dot local. If this works, I'm going to be very happy. So we don't need this anymore. We don't need this anymore. And this one, time in your time zone, is going to be SA. But it's, what did I call it? My zone? My zone? Maybe I should change it to local because that's just better.
Yeah, because you're going to want to keep mine for mine.
But that is yours. Isn't it?
Right. It's local. No, it's local. So it'll be local
Plus
to
one.
whoever you send it.
Oh, why did that? The time is now.
Oh, what did we get?
So it's done the local thing, but it's this.utc.clone.
Right. For right now. So we need to go get the...
So maybe we need to do this again? Seems odd. Don't you think? Oh.
Yeah.
Please ignore my silliness. Did that work? That looks like it worked. So the defined time is Tuesday at 1800. That was last Tuesday, just because of the way it works. But I'm in +1. So that's good.
This really sharing thing doesn't let you share your port.
Yeah.
Because then I could see if when it loads up locally for me, I could.
Do we want to
It's
just
something
switch to thing because it'll be more useful? I think there's a way for me to share my port.
There is in the Visual Studio Code, so I imagine there is here.
But there isn't in Atom. ngrok. That's the thing. So I can ngrok a tunnel for you.
Well, maybe you don't want to stream it.
I won't stream the setting it up. Although it's not entirely a bad thing. ngrok HTTP 3. Do I have ngrok installed?
I feel like this might go badly.
No, if I could spell it right.
Hopefully all our viewers like us. Enough, anyway.
ngrok.
All right.
No, I don't have it installed. Get started for free. I have to sign up. Right, I'm going to go into secure mode. So secure mode is just you and me on a black background. So our streamers can't see it. Oh, we're getting suggestions from the audience. Brew install ngrok. I'm going to sign up. So you can see my screen, but our streamer friends can't see my screen right now.
It's kind of cool. We should make art for this.
Yeah,
screen.
That's a good point, actually.
Yeah.
Because it is
What
just
do you think,
us.
audience? What kind of art should we put here? Oh, they have no opinions on art. That's fine. We'll come up with something awesome.
When we have like thousands of people watching us, they'll be like submitting their artworks in the the chat when we ask questions. Brew install ngrok. I want to brew install ngrok.
Well, we don't. Wait. Do we
I think
have to
this
do
will
this
work.
right now? Are we getting. Okay.
I think this will
Let's
work.
time box this. If we haven't gotten this to work in like 2 minutes.
Yeah. It's like super easy, apparently. 2 minutes. Time is a ticking. Mansona. I'll just put it in Mansona. And then I'll go grok thingamajig. And then I want tab here. CD grok. Yeah, cool, whatever. And then grok HTTP 4200.
Stop.
Oh, what did I do wrong?
Oh, yeah, that. That's the whole point.
What's the question? Sorry.
Nothing. It's fine. You're talking as you're typing.
Oh, yeah.
Why did we cover this?
Oh, because it had the super private stuff on it.
Oh, okay.
So if you go to, I don't know why there's a HTTPS. A bit strange.
Yeah, can you copy paste that into our Discord?
I sent you the message.
Okay, I see it.
Did that work?
No.
What happened? Because it looks like from my side it was
Nothing.
working.
I'll send you a screenshot of what I see. No.
Oh, sorry. 4200. Yeah, no, that's right.
Is it still on?
Sorry, I
Turned
just
on?
killed it. I just restarted it. Sorry. Here's the new one.
Okay,
Oh, you
tell me
see
when I should
nothing.
see it.
So if you go to the
Yeah, it says
UTC,
tunnel not found.
yeah, so the second one should work.
Okay.
Second link I sent you.
Yeah, I'm still getting. Here, I'll show you what I'm getting.
Yes, because you need to go to UTC Tuesday. Because what? But the fact that it's working means that you're in.
Yes. Okay, that worked.
Okay, so time box closed. I am closing this super secret stuff, but leaving the ngrok open. Ooh, fun.
All right.
So
Welcome back.
hold on, I need to do my magic over here. Huzzah! Welcome back, everybody. Can you say something, Mel?
No,
Okay,
I just said
perfect.
welcome back.
Oh, sorry, I was asking you to say something for a mic check.
Ah, okay. Can you
Because
hear
I've
me
got a
okay?
level thing. Yes, I can hear you. Perfect. Awesome. Amazing.
Lovely.
So it's not exactly the same as the VS Code, but oh, I tell you, I'm glad that I don't have to use VS Code. This is just, I'm happier.
I feel exactly the opposite.
Yeah, I know. I
It's good.
know.
I think it's good we balance each other out. Like
Yeah,
that's good. That's how you build a good team.
mm, I'm definitely like not a very popular position, especially if you look at all of the uh, survey results. It's like VS Code, ooh, 100% of people use it.
Yeah. I think VS Code finally gave enterprise developers some hope.
Hmm.
It's great on Windows, and your enterprise work will let you install it. And, it's just
hmm
probably what we're looking at.
That's
And
interesting,
Ember is
actually.
pretty heavy in enterprise, so
It's interesting.
yeah.
Okay, so when you go to it, what does it show you?
I see my own time zone. I see 1300.
Cool. And that's what time it is
Yeah.
there. Perfect. Awesome. So we should probably make this a little bit prettier.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
So what do we want? What do we want the format to be?
What do we want? What?
What do we want the
Oh,
format to be? What do we want it to actually say in that section?
I guess it depends on who you ask. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it can't have the date
Uh,
because we're kind of ignoring the date part of it.
Sure. I think it should just say Tuesday.
Long name, Tuesday,
Yeah.
DDDD,
And then the
show.
time. And how do we feel about putting AM or PM instead of
I'm
using military time?
military time. It's also European time. That's not so much in
Well,
Ireland, but
we call it
in
military time here.
if you ask any of my German colleagues, they would say 1800 hours. 1800 is
Yeah.
like, but yeah.
It is more precise because it can only mean 6 p.m. And you could say 6 to someone and means PM or AM. So I guess we could leave it.
So no. I actually like so AM hour in 12 So lower HA,
Yeah.
space lower HA. So if anybody doesn't know this, this is like anybody who's not used moment format before. So you can format this to say whatever you want. And it's not like just things in there. You can write like characters or anything you want. But anytime that there's a thing that moment knows about, it replaces it with stuff from the moment, which is kind of amazing. Where are we? Over here. So we just set it to be day Tuesday at 6 p.m. That looks right. Is that what you were hoping for?
Yes.
So we'll make that also be the same down here. What I might do actually is I'll put this as a common format so that it's like this common format that we can change in our controller. Oh, yeah, but not with those things. So we only have to have a once with no duplication. And we put that in there and there. Oh, look at that. This is really coming together. I'm very happy with this so far. So what do you think? What do we think our
What
next
if
step
we
is?
make the time in your time zone stand out so it draws your eye there immediately?
Yeah. I think I kind of want UTC to be like maybe if we were using maybe colors or something to differentiate, I'd like UTC to be maybe slightly gray. Your
So
time
we can't
zone, sorry, go
do
on.
that. I mean, I guess we can. I'm saying it's not a good thing for accessibility to make something different only through color.
Okay.
But I do have a different solution to propose.
Okay, go for it.
I have so one of my tricks from building websites for 20 plus years is I have what I call my developer chill kit. And when I find something interesting, like graphics I might be able to use, or an icon set I like, or a font I like, I would, I'm reasonable about it, but I will probably buy it and put it in my chill kit. And as we were thinking about whether or not we were going to put something here, I realized that I had picked up these really cute, well, I don't know if they're cute. You could be the judge of that too. But World Cities illustrations, these nice PNG files.
Mm.
And these could be the perfect ones to, like, we pick one to match up with the time zones we're going to support.
Uh-huh.
And should be pretty close, I think.
So we should be supporting most time zones, but
Yes.
we could, when you say time zones we support, we could like have what you're saying about city.
I have 125 World City illustrations. I'm actually going to share one with you so you can pull up the image, and this could be PST, for example.
Let me have a look. Oh, that looks nice. Open original. Can I do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That could be PST. Yeah, we could do that. So what you're saying, so interesting, before you gave your explanation, what was her name? Alice suggested icons. So it's fun that we're kind of coming up with the same solution here. What you're saying is that we want to make time in your time zone stand out by only putting one of these on your time zone.
I think we could do that, yeah.
Yeah, cool. That sounds good.
Well, I mean, we could just try it and see if it looks too weird or not. Also, I wonder if we should flip time in UTC and time in your time zone, because when you're on a mobile device,
it'll be the top one. Yeah.
I want to see my time zone on the top, because that's going to help me make sure I get to the meeting.
So, 2 comments. First of all, we have a potential problem.
Okay.
If we're in BST and you're showing London as the time, as like a illustration for the thingy, that's potentially culturally insensitive to Irish people.
Okay.
So I don't know, is that something that we want to watch out for? Is that something that we could?
Well, here's what we could do. If we, before people can log in and save and set their country, we could do it a couple of ways. We could add the authentication bit sooner, so people could actually have a profile and set their location, country location, and then we could make sure that they don't have London if they're Irish, and that's offensive to them, because definitely I don't want to do that. The other thing we could do is, if there are several prominent cities in a time zone, we could make these smaller and put them, like 3 or 4 of them on there. We'll just like stack them or put them in there together.
Also, although, let me just check something.
We could also add a disclaimer, unless you're logged in.
It also might not be a problem. I might be making it
offensive?
I might be, hold on, I might be completely missing something.
Okay.
Get unit. Where are our units? Okay.
Oh, and I have these in SVG. That's also helpful.
I want UTC offset. I want the actual time zone. There we go. Said. I think it may not be as big an issue, because I think I might be an ITC. TC local, based on a local function. Turn this dot local dot, what am I doing? Format Z. Maybe? Z, just one. And then we would put it in here. Time zone. Just want to see what this comes out with, because if it gives me something Irish, then I would just try your thing completely. Did I name the thing wrong? Time zone. Show time zone. Did it not do a thing? Maybe it's Z.
What's in the console?
Is there an error? No? Nothing? That's it. Let's try this. Doesn't do anything. It's this thing that we said, time zone. Note that as of 1.6, the Z format tokens have been deprecated from plain moment objects. Have a look at moment time zone add-on. So we are using moment time zone, but I don't understand HEZ.TZ. Moment.tz. How do I turn a normal moment into a time zone? This is using string. Converting to zone. Oh. Moment.tz. Guess.
Yes.
Let's try that. Oh, did I do a thing? I didn't.
I think you have to say guess true, right?
What does true do?
Oh, never mind. That's just with ignore cache.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
fine.
That's looking pretty good to me. So if we do have a bunch of icons.
Yeah, so check your email. I shared with you the Dropbox folder with the SVGs in it, and they're by name. I also have them by number, but then you'd have to like.
Which email are we talking about here? Simplabs?
The one, yeah.
Okay. Oh no, that's a bad idea. Let's move this over here. There we go. gmail.com. When you say by name, is it like
Name of
Dublin?
the city.
Simplabs. I don't
Yes.
have an email. Oh, you do. Updates. You shared it that way. Yep, cool. SVG with names. There we go. What do I do here? I go to folder, and I assume I can just download.
I don't have an ability to see the side, like the menu structure from here. But if you put this on GitHub, I could also do it that way.
Yep, we can do that.
But unless you got it working on your end, in which case that's fine. That's better.
I think I have not used Dropbox in a very long time.
Yeah.
SVG with names. There we go. How do I download a whole folder from Dropbox?
right click on it? Does it give you options?
That's a good question. Check. Right click. No.
All right. So maybe over to the side on the right.
Upload
If you
files.
hover, sometimes there's a little like dot dot dot.
Okay, I'm bringing this over here. Can you see my screen?
No. Oh, yes, now I can. Okay. Yeah. So go up in the folder itself, I guess.
Up here. And then this one. Download.
Here, okay. Right, yeah. Now that dot dot dot.
Cool.
Click on that dot dot dot.
Yeah, so it's downloading now.
Okay, good. Perfect.
Perfect. So let's move that into public. I would do rename cities. So it's really just, do we have Dublin? There is. I want to know what Dublin is. So really it's just the second half of this moment guess. So chaining computed properties, city, computed, time zone, function, return this dot time zone dot split. Actually, I don't like doing that. If this dot time zone, return this dot time zone dot split on blah 1. And then we can do like it's even city. This may or may not work. Get rid of that. Let's get rid of you now. Oh my God, that's beautiful.
No. Okay, and we'll style it to be a bit smaller, but the alt, it should be role presentation, and the alt should be empty.
Right, yep.
This is not providing any details that a machine would need to complete the task. Yeah. And then let's give this a class, please, and I'll style it to be smaller.
City icon.
Image dash city, please.
Image dot city. Image dash city
is fine.
I did image as a full word. If that helps.
That's fine. That's also fine.
I'm going to put it in an if just because I assume there'll be cases.
So see if this works.
There's a situation where we need to deal with. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you very much, Mel. So
we wanted to go on the right.
I reckon, yeah, we do like a central aligned thing or whatever. and maybe make it bigger. Like we don't need the Europe Dublin anymore, which I've just saved.
Yeah, I was just trying to contain it for the moment. Definitely make it bigger. What is the so the card itself should then have three different areas inside of it, correct? The title, the time, and the image.
Yes.
So then we should theoretically be able to take the card. Is there like a card content div? And then we can use Flexbox for what's inside.
So we do have a card content div. Let me just bring this up on my side. Although you can now see it on your side now as well, which is fun.
Yeah, okay.
So it's MD card content.
And does that include? It doesn't include the. Okay, here's what we need to do then. We need to. Oh, we have this. This is easier. Watch this. Okay, in the template.
What do you want to do? Yeah. You can do a thing on the template.
Like this and that. The card content's already there for us. And by putting these in the right order in the DOM, we should still get.
Did you save? You did.
Yeah. I thought I saved.
Am
I not allowed to save?
No, you are allowed to save. Yeah, it updated.
Okay. Now, yeah. And this is MD card content. All right, I can do this. Then we have the image. What happens if we do that?
I should have probably been following you on here. So, we've gotten big again.
Oh, it got big again. Okay. So that's not quite gonna work, because that would mean I need to put a wrapper on the image to do this. Hold on. Try display flex.
Did you save?
And then, you know what, just for fun, we're gonna do one of my favorite little tricks. And that is, because I want to see where this all goes.
Nice, like it.
So like, so 150 is too big, so I'm changing it back to 100 for now.
MD card content. Same as before. It needs to be just MD card content instead of .md card content, because it's the element name.
There's no class on it?
There isn't. No, it's the element name.
Oh, okay. So this is doing a little better. Okay.
Interesting.
Might need to say inline flex instead of inline block. Two,
Does that work?
and then I think just I don't know. Why are the paragraph tags being made 100% width?
Oh, it's fixed now because of the inline block.
Oh, okay.
I think my computer's about to explode. Something is chewing up some.
And justify content space between, so that should push them to either end. I could do align self flex end.